Hello Internet, it's Chris Dyer here at Reborn Martial Arts in Springfield, Virginia. And I am going to be covering something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while now. It's something I see oftentimes people that have martial arts experience that come in, want to start training with me, and they have some habits from other styles, something that I used to do, and it is the chambering position, the hikite. So we're going to go over it, why you might want to use it, why you train it, and some issues about having it as a habit in your repertoire. Let's look at it. Okay, so what is the chamber position or the hikite position? It's with your fist, and what you're doing is taking it and you're turning the palm to face up, pulling the arm back like so. So it looks like this. You'll take different stances. It's in, all kinds of different forms. You'll take different postures and whatnot, and you're loading this up. So what it's traditionally used for is this idea of loading for power, and then you can drive in to make a big, powerful punch. And it has more features than that, and we're going to look at that when we get to the application. But this is the basic posture that we're looking at and why you would use it. Okay, so let's look at some application, ways that this is used traditionally, and then some of my thoughts on it and its use or overuse that I see a lot of times. All right, so the basic part of this is, and for a long, long time, a lot of karate people, practitioners were focusing on just this aspect of it being a loaded position, and I'm going to strike out and deliver tons of power. Now, absolutely, this is, if I'm in this position, I can deliver tons of power into this punch. But as people have been looking at this more and more, and there's lots of great videos out there, Jesse Enkamp did a really good one about this hikite position, in that in traditional karate styles, this is actually a grabbing or holding position. We actually use it a lot in our system of, if I do block this and hold on to it and cover our, you can look at our blocking videos that are up. If I block onto his arm, and I'm doing sort of a soft block, so I haven't knocked it away like this, but I am still in contact with it, the chambering position is actually latching on and pulling this person into position like so. So you're actually grabbing on and holding onto them. If I get gi, so if I can grab onto a sleeve, this works really, really well. And now it's actually this hand that's going to be doing the strike, as this one's pulling him off balance. Or if we're sort of wrestling or whatever, and I'm pulling into this position, it's that same idea, is that idea of grabbing on, holding on, and pulling to a chambered position. So it's not necessarily a strike, it's the idea of pulling into this. You could also use this, I actually really like this aspect of it. If we're up on guard, we're sparring, I make contact to his arm, I just kind of preliminary shoot this out here, get it out ready, boom. Is this 1, 2, chamber, and then go. It's not as big, I don't pull it all the way back, but it's this idea of simply pull down and then strike out. I use this all the time in sparring, I love it. Now, let's look at some of my thoughts on chamber position, why I think that it gets overused a lot. So what ends up happening is, if you study like traditional karate, KungFu has this posture a lot too, you'll end up in a muscle memory habit of doing this posture through your forms, through repetition of your forms and whatnot, which I think is actually a good thing. It shows that you've practiced. It shows that you've studied. When I have a new student come in here and they're taking postures and whatnot, cool, like I know what I'm working with. But it is a training scar. And why it's a training scar is I see it at the wrong time. So if we're sparring or whatever and I see a person load like this, what just happened to my guard? You can see it, right? So if I turn a little bit, my guard, which was here, we're moving around, and I load like this. It's the equivalent of a haymaker load, right? So we know not to do this. I'm opened up, I left my guard wide open, I'm doing this big strike. It's not as egregious as this, but it's the same idea, right? I'm on guard, I have my hands up, we're moving around, and I load like this, and now I'm wide open to that strike, and I'm never gonna get this strike all the way across this void in the amount of time that I need it to. So that's one of the big things. Also, if we are looking at it as grabbing, right, so I don't want to be out here, maybe I do make contact with them, and then I chamber, I load like this, and then I get ready to do my strike. Well, I haven't done the actual grab. I haven't done the chamber, the hikite position, as it should have been done, right? If we were here, I should have pulled on this arm and then got ready to, off balance him, strike, and then go into a throw or whatever. So I see that if you're using your chamber position, awesome. Just think about why it's being used. Like, am I loading? You can absolutely, if I hit him a couple times, boom, 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 now I can load to this position and deliver a lot of power, but it absolutely shouldn't be used in the initial here. Like I haven't done anything, I had to disrupt his balance or distract him or whatever. Now is not the time to use it. If I just relax, I get lucky, I hit 1, 2, 3. Now is a great time to load and strike. Maybe you've hit him once or twice. Or we're sparring, whatever, and I do get a hold of this arm. Now's the time to pull this back and then go. So I hope that helps with your understanding, your training of this position. Be aware of it. It took me a long, long time of like, yeah, I'm doing forms, I'm sparring, whatever, and I noticed like I'm getting hit in the jaw. Why am I getting hit in the jaw? Oh, because my hand is back here. So I had to retrain. And how I broke this habit is if you're trying to get out of the habit, I'd sit in front of Bob or a heavy bag and I'd strike. 1, 2, 3, strike, 1, 2, 3, strike, 1, 2, 3, strike, 1, 2, 3. Just making sure that my hands are back up here, back up on guard, and then I can bring it back to the chamber position if I needed to. Again, I hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.